AVT has the ankle, will not participate today. Lakey has the knee, will not participate as well. Ashton is in concussion protocol, so he will not participate. Tony has the hamstring, he will not participate as well. Morgan has the knee, he'll be limited. Aaron has the knee and the hamstring, he'll be limited as well. Allen has the chest, be limited. Quincy has a neck from the game that he finished with, but he'll be limited as well. Will has a shoulder. Michael Carter has the back that he's been dealing with, but he'll be a limited participant today. He'll start to get integrated again. Tyler Conklin has the hip. He'll be a full participant. Kenny Yeboah's window is opened up. He had the abdomen, as we all know, but he'll be a full participant today, and hopeful to get him up soon. Chaz had the heel. Didn't limit him at all. DJ will be back from the groin. He'll be a full participant today as well. And then just an update, Xavier Newman will go to IR. Beyond that, we're getting ready for the Patriots. And a tremendous challenge this week, and we're excited. And the guys are in a good space this morning, so excited to get this thing going.
That's probably decent. I know Tony doesn't look great, but with Reed and Carter, I mean, your secondary kind of starting to get a little bit more into shape there. I mean, is that encouraging for you?
It is, yeah. To tell you the truth, last week was the first time I've ever been through anything like that in my life. You know, virtually every starter, and even with Sauce missing a series there, every guy was down, you know. Now, saying that, very fortunate that we have some backups that came in and did a good job and held their own. And, you know, we're fortunate we built good depth on this roster. So, you know, when those things happen, we got guys that can play. You know, I think Jalen Mills is a huge testament to the coaching staff, especially Marquand Manuel, to get a guy ready in 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, and be I mean, he started and played every single snap. Not just played, but played at a high level, in my opinion. What a testament to him.
Are you planning for Haason these next 3 days, and what are your thoughts on him possibly playing Sunday?
Yeah, kind of because of the injury report that I just read you, we're going to walk through today just to get an opportunity to get everybody an op to participate. Otherwise, you wouldn't have. So we do have a full speed endo. So that'll be our first kind of assessment of him, his movement, his conditioning. And then it'll be just how quickly he can get up to speed with what we do. So today will be a walkthrough, a little bit of assessment in endo, and then tomorrow will be a full speed practice where we'll get a way better feel for where he's at. I would anticipate he plays. He's an experienced player. You know, he's played in a similar defense to ours, so I think, you know, as far as the schematic stuff that he's got to get caught up on, I don't think that's going to be a huge struggle for him. So now it's just seeing where he's at physically.
What have your conversations been like with him about, you know, coming along and just everything that's happened, basically?
Yeah, they've been fantastic. You know, when he came in here, tried to alleviate right away any sense of like anybody be looking at you sideways. The defense embraced him. The team embraced him. Excited to get him integrated into what we do. He's excited to get started. So it's an exciting time for all of us.
So a lot of times when you see a player hold out, they come back and they tweak something. I don't know if it's because they were working on their own, but it doesn't replace training camp or OTA camp or anything like that. Hasson's an extreme example because he's never missed the regular season.
Right.
So is there an extra precaution that you need to take where even if he plays, you've got to hold him back to not risk those soft tissue problems? Yeah,
that's where this week we have to be diligent. We have to put him through the paces and get a really good feel for where he's at, especially from a conditioning standpoint, to your point. So, you know, we'll take these next 2 or 3 days to really put him through the paces. If he's ready, we're going to roll, you know, because obviously we need him. He's a huge part of the success that we will have on defense. And everything he said to me is he's been conditioning, he's been working, and not just the conditioning, he's been doing football stuff. So I'm excited to see where he's at the next couple of days.
Jeff, with Aaron, the hamstring, is that new?
Yeah, it is new. Something that kind of flared up this past game, and so, you know, they're going to assess it all week long. He's going to treat his butt off like he always does, and don't anticipate this affecting him in playing.
Do you think there were a couple of times in the game where when the pocket broke down, it looked like he had room to scramble? Do you think maybe he didn't because of his leg?
Maybe.
His hamstring?
Maybe.
Did you notice a couple of those?
A few times would he normally take off and utilize his mobility because, you know, historically he's been one of the more mobile quarterbacks in this league. So, for sure.
So that hamstring is in addition to the knees that he's been talking about, and also the ankle?
The ankle, yeah.
How would you say the process of you transitioning from just calling plays on defense to doing that in addition to like running things? How do you feel like that's gone over these 2 games?
Definitely challenging, but I feel like every time we go out there, and this will be the third time, getting more and more comfortable with it, and it's not just game day; it's the process of the week, and getting not just the defense ready, but the team ready, But it's an exciting challenge, and I'm so fortunate to have an amazing support staff here. I'm so fortunate to have an amazing locker room like we do, and the character of it. So everybody's been super supportive behind me, and as challenging as it is, it's been exciting at the same time.
People talk about when you become a head coach, the time demands are just different than being an assistant. Have you felt that in terms of like game planning and stuff? Have you been able to carve out as much time as you normally would to film study,
Right.
game plan, all that kind of thing?
I feel like this past week was better, and then hopefully this week will be even better. So yesterday I felt way better as far as my scheduling, and because a lot of it isn't necessarily like a conflict in time. A lot of it's just the unknown, which I didn't know existed, because it's just a new position. So so it's just learning on the run, but like I said, got amazing people around me that are helping me with this transition.
How would you describe the leadership and just the locker room throughout this tough time through this 4 games losing streak?
Strong, a lot of teams around this league, just in current American sport period, like when adversity hits, you see a lot of teams that splinter and start pointing the finger, and things start to not only go bad on the field but off the field, and I have not felt that at all with this team. I felt as adversity has hit, we've really started to respond in the right way, and as opposed to pointing the finger at ourselves, and every man in that locker room and every coach in that coaching staff is doing that right now. And what can we all do collectively to get better and win some games around here? So, it's been tested. And I really believe sometimes adversity is a gift because you really find out who you're dealing with, and I think the team and the coaching staff is responding the right way.
What are the things that you've been working on the most to try to ensure that the offense can get off to a faster start and get in rhythm in these games?
Yeah, I think the run game is the first thing that we really want to improve on every level. Getting our aggression right, we sometimes, like, especially all the intricate detail within like a run game plan, you want to be perfect, and perfection and precision it's a big part of it, but a big part of it is mindset and just coming off the ball and moving people, and so we got to keep working on that, keep improving that. I felt like it's gotten better the last couple of weeks as far as the run game is concerned. Not necessarily that's not always reflected in the stats, but as far as the mindset and the approach has been better, and then from a passing game perspective, really just taking what they give us. I think we got guys that they want to do right by the team so much that sometimes we've got an element that we're pushing, and we're forcing, and we got to relax, trust our training, trust our process, and take what the defense gives us a little bit better. We do those two things and start protecting the ball better. We're going to be the offense that we need to be.
Have you experienced anything like this as a coach or a player where, mid-season coaching, in-season coaching change, then you add a big-time receiver, then you add a big-time,
Right.
guys are just here to make differences. Have you ever experienced that, and what kind of challenge is that to do that in season? Because you guys are always preparing,
Right.
and now you're throwing in 2 huge guys.
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge, but I think it's a positive one. I felt like the addition of Devontae last week was a great morale boost. Like, I know it wasn't reflected in the game necessarily, but the guys embraced him, were excited about him, and he brought just a different vibe to practice and the meetings, and even his talk that he did after the game was just, I thought, was spot on, was amazing. For a guy to just show up, to have the feel of the heartbeat of our locker room and to speak on it was, he's making us better in so many ways, and it's not just the stuff between the white lines. And then adding Haason, I think that's another boost of energy, another guy that we know that can help us become the team that we're capable of becoming. So it's a challenge for sure, getting guys integrated and getting up to speed, but at the same time, I think it's exciting too. I've never been through this. I don't know if anybody's been through this.
When we spoke to Garrett after the game, he was pretty hard on himself.
Yep.
I'm not sure if he's one of those guys that you think might be pressing a little bit. I'm just curious, did you talk to him after the game? Obviously, the interception, he kind of pinned on himself. What was your message to him?
Yeah, just to me, that was like it's tremendous growth. Here's a guy that wants to be a leader, and he is starting to really demonstrate that. You know, to take accountability like that and to point the finger at himself. That's what we're doing collectively as a team right now. And when your best players are approaching adversity like that, in my opinion, you got a chance to get out on the other side of this thing. So. I thought it was a huge demonstration of maturity, growth, leadership, all of that. Is he pressing? There's probably a bit of that to everybody. And that was kind of my message this morning to the team, that, like, take a deep breath. You know, we can enjoy this process. We can be detailed. We can be mature about it. We can sweep the corners and get all the little nuance and detail that you need to be successful on Sundays. We can also enjoy it. We can also let this game come to us a little bit at times, you know. So searching for that balance right now.
Last one. Of those guys that you read that aren't going to be practicing today, are any of them worried about being a multi-week injury thing or multi-week absence?
Yeah, there's a lot that needs to be assessed still. Yeah, way too early on some of these guys.
Do you have an update on Xavier? I know he's out on, but how's he doing?
He's doing well. Yeah, he's going to need some weeks to recover and get better, but as scary as that, thank the Lord that he's come out on the other side of this thing, and he's in a good place, because there's a scary moment in the game. Those are the reasons that these connections within our team are so strong, and the guys just felt so bad for him, and then to find him on the plane after the game was just an amazing blessing.